What's up, Facebook? I'm hoping I'm in frame, and I'm hoping speaking loud enough. I got to get me a little lanyard. I should equipment stuff. I should have been had it. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Anyway, here's the video I promised you concerning whether or not lump charcoal burns hotter than briquettes. So I have 2 chimneys full of charcoal, lump and briquettes. And what I'm gonna do is go ahead and ignite them and then just check them once an hour for 3 hours and to see what the temperatures are. I have an infrared reader that's going to help me give the temps, and we'll see if the lump does burn hotter than briquettes. Now both are the same brand, so we'll see if there's a difference between it. Now I don't know if Kingsford would do any better. Maybe that'll be a different video too. Kingsford, Royal Oak, Embers, and Expert charcoal that's currently sold at Walmart, and see if there's any difference in it too, in those brands. But today is just going to be lump and charcoal, both by Royal Oak. Let's talk about lighting a chimney. Now, this is my preferred method for lighting charcoal. If you're using lighter fluid, you're wrong. Well, you're not wrong. It's just not the best way to do it, in my opinion. And let me say this, and I think I shared it in the first Grilling Tips Part 1 video, that if you are going to use lighter fluid, ensure that your embers are completely white ashed over before you put your food on the grill. Otherwise, you're running the risk of some of those petrochemicals burning into your food and giving it sort of a kerosene-like taste rather than the char flavor that you would get from the greases, from the fats dripping down into the charcoal and vaporizing and coming up into your food. Now, the lighter chimney, I have down here 3 different lighter cubes. You have Weber's paraffin wax cubes. Those are great. You can use these. Again, Royal Oak has some little tumbleweeds, and they're called tumbleweeds because that's what they look like, little tumbleweeds. I'm going to get 2 of these out now. And you have this Instafire. These are little granules that you will pour out, and you'll light the granules and they'll ignite and begin to light your chimney. So any one of these, or just getting some newspaper, putting a little bit of cooking oil on it and balling it up and setting it underneath the chimney starter, like I'm gonna do for the wax. Just put that underneath and then igniting it. As it burns, it'll heat up the charcoal underneath, and then eventually the whole chimney becomes ignited. And once ashed over, or until you get clear smoke, whichever way you prefer to do it, go ahead and dump it into your grill. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with this. Get these out the way. And again, just go ahead and light it. Set it on top. Same thing here. And as you can see, it ignites pretty quickly. And it's going to burn for at least 5 to 10 minutes. And now I got to struggle to get up because I'm old and fat. All right. Right away, you can start seeing that you're getting some thick black smoke coming off. Well, it ain't thick, but you're getting some black smoke coming off of the lump. And let me make sure I don't see it. Okay, it is done. All right. And that thick black smoke is what you do not want on your food. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video here, come back in about 5 minutes. You should see a heavy white smoke coming out of both chimneys at that time, just so you can see what it looks like if you haven't ever used a chimney starter before. And once I have, then stop it there, come back once I have a clear flame on both, and then just begin to temp it each hour after that. Okay, and a reminder again, those cubes are lighting the same way. As you can see, there's holes right here. This is going to help oxygen get to the charcoal to help fuel the heat, to help increase the heat and ignite it and burn up. Okay. All right, Facebook, I'll be back shortly. All right, it ain't been quite 5 minutes, but I just wanted to share something with you that I didn't think of before. As you can see, we're getting a lot of heavy white smoke off of the briquettes, whereas with the lump, we're getting clear heat as of now, and also it's starting to spark. That's the other thing. Of the different brands of lump charcoal out there, some of them will spark and splinter more than others. I had used Western charcoal, Western lump charcoal one time, and man, I tell you, that stuff, it was like setting off a sparkler for a 4th of July. It would just sparkle and pop, and I'm not quite sure why that happened, but when I used that, and then it had an off-putting smell to it when you first burnt it. That was a Western brand of lump charcoal, but I don't see it in Walmart anymore. But they used to sell like a big old 30-pound bag for $10, which wasn't bad, which is why I tried it. But again, when you lit it, it would sparkle and pop, and then it had an off-putting smell to it that I didn't like. And there was another brand that used to sparkle, shoot off a bunch of little sparks all the time too. I can't remember what brand that was, but maybe it was Cowboy. Maybe it was Cowboy lump that I used, and it did that. I wasn't too crazy about it. All the sparkles, all the little sparks that shoot out from it. So I just wanted to point that out about the lump charcoal. And again, as you can see, you can get a lot of heavy white smoke coming off of the briquettes. Again, that is if you are smoking, and in your smoking chamber, that's the type of smoke that you're getting, then you're not going to want to put your food on right at that moment. What we're getting off the lump at the moment is what we call the thin blue smoke, whereas the heat is coming off, but there's smoke from it, but you can barely see it. That's the type of smoke that you would want on your food. All right, so we're getting a lot of smoke from the briquettes, and we're going to check the temps and just as soon as everything is fully lit and see how it goes. All right, so I'll be back in a little while. Okay, I'm getting a clean burn off the lump, so let's go ahead and shoot a temp for that. Let's clear it. Make sure. All right, let's go ahead and shoot a temp for the lump. I'm gonna try to aim about the same spot. It looks like we're trying to stay steady. So we're getting between 900 degrees in the chimney, about midpoint. Now the briquette is still smoldering, hasn't quite ignited yet, but we'll just go ahead and See what kind of temps we get off that. Okay. So we're looking at about this. Okay, my hand is moving. Hold it steady. 4. We're gonna go ahead and say, let me see. All right, it's about 5 something, about a 400-degree difference right about now. I'm gonna wait until I get a clean burn on a briquette, then we're gonna come back. All right. Okay, as you can see, we're starting to get a clean burn off of the briquettes. And what do you notice about the lump so far? I'll give you a second or two to think about it. That's right, about 1/8 of it has burnt down already. So as I've shared in another video, that while lump does burn hotter, it doesn't burn as long as briquettes. So we've already consumed 1/8 of fuel in this chimney already in just this. I guess it's been about maybe 15 minutes. I'm sorry, I don't have a timer out here. I should have had a timer. But within this 15-20 minutes that we've been out here, the lump chimney has already burned down about 1/8 of the way down. Now let's go ahead and get a temp on it. Let me try to get you in this. Okay, we're still getting about a 900-degree temp on the lump. Since we got a clean burn on the charcoal, on the briquettes, let's see what we get. We're getting about, we're getting about an 800 and some odd degree burn on the lump, on the briquette. So about 100-degree different burn, but the lump is burning down a whole lot quicker. And let me bring you over just to give you a little bird's eye view. The lump is burning down a whole lot quicker, but hotter. Whereas the briquettes are giving us a longer burn, but at a lower temp. Okay, slightly lower temp. Not 800 degrees, 900 degrees. Both of those are still great temps to, if you're going to do a steak, both those would be great temps to do a steak on. As a matter of fact, you could take a grate from one of your grills and put it directly over either one of these chimneys and go ahead and cook a steak on it, and you'll get you a great sear on it. All right, so that was 2 temps. I'm gonna come back in about an hour. By then, all of the briquettes should have been ashed over, and we'll see where we at with the lump. All right, so I'll be back in an hour, and we'll see where we at then. And I did say for 3 hours, but I think we kind of have confirmed thus far that the lump is giving us a higher burn, higher temp than the briquette, and we can confirm that briquette is giving us a longer burn than lump. So again, just something to consider when you are going to cook. All right, so I'll be back in an hour and see where our temps at that time. All right, faces. It has been not even less than about 45 minutes since I last shut off, and I'm gonna bring you in closer. That's where we at with the lump. That's where we at with the briquettes. So no doubt about it, briquettes give you a longer consistent burn than charcoal. Now again, this is just in the chimneys, not inside of your smoker or your grill, so it's getting more oxygen than it probably would have than in there, but we'll go ahead and see where we at. Okay, shooting. We're still getting about 800 and some odd degrees on the briquettes. Whereas on the lump, it done burned down significantly to 500. Let me see, that's right there at the source. Yeah, so it done burned down a lot. It's almost like 500 and some odd degrees, maybe topping 6 if you want to be beneficial to it. So we can go ahead and call this a wrap. If you're looking for high temps, you're going to want to go with lump. If you're looking for a long consistent burn, you're going to want to go with briquettes. All right, so and I don't know how, and close, I just picked up my tripod and I'm gonna hold it. Now hopefully I'm not looking too funny. All right, hey Facebook, I want to thank you for watching this video, lump versus charcoal. I think we have you now have enough information to make a clear decision, a well-informed decision on when you're gonna, what fuel you want to use when you're going to do your next cook. So if you're looking to do a brisket, a pork butt, something of that nature, you might want to consider using briquettes. Now my next video, we're going to go ahead and do a short cook using briquettes, and I'm going to show you how to arrange those. No, I'm sorry, we're going to try to do a long cook, maybe a pork butt on a kettle grill, and I'm going to show you how to arrange your charcoal so you can get a slow burn using your charcoal. Okay, all right, thanks for watching. Tell your friends, family members about Barbecue. If you got a catering gig and you want some barbecue, please consider me. All right, thanks for being a fan of Barbecue. Take care. Wait a minute, there's more. I shook off the ashes on the briquettes. So right now, after shaking off the ashes on it, the actual hard piece that's left, I'm down to about a half chimney of burning embers on the briquettes. All right, and that's the ash that's left behind from the lump. I took the rest of it and put it in another cooker. I'm going to cook some chickens. And let's just see, give this a good shake. And let's just see the amount of ash. Okay, yeah. So that's, let's see if I can get both in the shot. So that's the amount of ash from the briquettes compared to the lump. There's a significant less ash from the lump as there is from the briquette. So that's the lump ash, briquette ash. And again, just confirming, you get less ash with lump. And even with the all natural lump, what I did, I should have showed that, but when I did shake it with the natural lump briquette, with the natural briquettes, I didn't get all the ash flying up like I do from some of the other brands. All right, well, now that's actually the close. All right, bye-bye.